Thank you very much for joining
Thank you for you too.
Welcome on our show, and thank you so much for joining us. We wanted some information about aromatherapy. Not everyone is very common with aromatherapy, and what it's used for, and how it's used to treat, sickness or diseases and such.
First of all, aromatherapy, it means healing through the essential oils. Essential oils has to be, of course, organic and much better, of course, and has to be pure and natural, of course, and it is through the inhalation. It was found that inhalation is faster than oral way of treatment. It takes like seconds to reach the brain, and we'll explain how it functions. And it is very effective. It is sensitive and no toxicity, of course. And if we give an example how it works, like first we have the oils evaporates, and it emits the volatile smell. Then we have the cilia in the nose that detects the type of smell. It sends message to via the olfactory nerve into the nasal part, upper part of the olfactory cells in the nose, and then the olfactory cells send a message to the brain, to the limbic system, and this is how the impact of the oil is observed on the mind and on the body. SubhanAllah, in seconds.
Doctor, what is aromatherapy recommended for? What can it be used for?
First, we have different way of using it, and then we'll say how we can. It is recommended for many diseases, of course, and even for cosmetics, for insect repellent, we'll elaborate it. But I want to highlight how to use the aroma oil first. We have different ways. So it could be topically by applying, for instance, and I give example for every oil, on the wound or on the scar, drops of the essential oil, like example tea tree oil for a boil or for a wound, open wound infected. It could be used through inhalation by rubbing first the oil in your hand and then cupping like over the nose and inhale the oil. This is, for instance, if you feel like some headache, for instance, you can use lavender oil on the temples, for instance, or on the reflex points. Like here, we have some pictures of the reflex points that it's very sensitive and effective. It has the large pores, so it absorbed immediately. Also, it can be used behind the ear with the thumb and the forefinger. Do like massaging, gentle massage behind the ear. You can use it as a deodorant, subhanAllah. For instance, lavender oil or tea tree oil, again, diluted, use it as a deodorant, as insect repellent, and this is, I guess it's so useful for everybody, because when you go to the countryside and you have allergy to mosquitoes, it's just very easy to lemongrass and citronelle oil, and you dilute it in water and spray it on the windows. So you just, alhamdulillah, you be protected from all the insects, and especially mosquitoes. You can use it also as on your pillow when you want to sleep, if you have insomnia. So you can, for instance, a lavender oil is excellent. A bergamot oil is an uplifter. And if you have indigestion, you can rub the oil on your abdominal part. For instance, lemon oil and ginger oil if you have flatulence. I'm just giving an example. Orange oil also help for digestion. If you feel like a bit weak and you need some energy, this is the easiest way is to use. We have ylang ylang oil. That gives you a boost for your energy, or cinnamon oil, again, for your cognitive ability. If you're a student and you want to work for a long time and you don't have time, I mean, the excellent oil is basil oil. It increases your concentration, and this is like you can apply it on the reflex points. Again, we can give example on your feet. We have all the organs are depicted on the right and left feet. So we have, it depends on which area you're interested in. you're focusing on. So you have like the kidneys, if you have problem with the kidneys, the vertebral column. This is, of course, many people, they complain from aching pain and stiffness, etc. on the level of the spine or on the knees, etc. So the best oil will be wintergreen oil. We can use peppermint oil. Clove oil is excellent for pain relief, and especially if you have teeth problem. Mashallah, all of this, inshallah, I recommend for everybody because it's safe. And one of the benefit of these oils that are the affinity to the urinary tract and the kidneys, and they are excreted in the urine. So there is no harm whatsoever, except that you have to store them the proper way. And you should avoid, for pregnant women, for instance, using clary sage. Clary sage oil is an oil that has affinity to the hormonal system. It's excellent for those who have disturbance for the menopausal problem and irregular menses, etc., colic, etc. for that. So clary sage has affinity to the hormonal system. You should avoid it during pregnancy, for instance. Or for kids below 2 to 6 years old, we should also avoid, with certain precautions, you should when you treat the kids. So this is like the brain here, we can see. Even you can apply it for the headache. If you have headache, you apply it on the brain area, is the big toe.
I see in the picture, I mean, the feet seem like it's a very receptive part of the body. Why is that?
Yeah, in the science
a lot of
reflexology,
areas on the same foot that you can, I mean,
apply according, yeah. So you apply the oil according to the area of complaint. This is, for instance, if for the lungs, if someone is complaining of bronchitis and need an expectorant, natural expectorant, you have eucalyptus. You can rub it on the area on the feet or on the chest. This is another way.
What are the benefits of this therapy when you
some drops in the
when you compare this therapy to medicine? What are kind of the benefits when you compare it to chemical medicines?
Well, I'm
Why is this better?
I'm a naturopath, so I'd rather use a natural, safe, and effective natural way of treatment. And there is no toxicity whatsoever, no side effect. If you know how to use it the proper way, dilute it. We can even take it orally to suppress your appetite. I just want to highlight this also. So many people, they complain about losing their weight and they have hard time to lose their weight. We can advise them for grapefruit oil diluted in 8 cups of water, and you drink it in between meals. So this is inshallah reduce your appetite and balance yourself emotionally also, because sometimes you're craving because you have a problem somehow. So we combine it with bergamot, with marjoram, with lavender oil, neroli oil. Lots of oils are uplifter and balancing emotionally.
Right, so that's actually my next question, Dr. Magda. We've looked at a lot of the health benefits physically. How about the emotional benefits of aromatherapy? Can it reduce in, for example, stress, stressful situations, maybe in depression? Does it have its emotional
It's very fast affecting, mashallah, and very it's uplifter and sedative at the same time. We have example for this lavender oil, bergamot oil, marjoram oil, rose oil. Rose oil really is an uplifter and has affinity to the reproductive system, so it's like balance you a feminine part of you, and you feel like balancing your hormones and emotionally at the same time. So mashallah, it's working very efficiently and very rapidly, and you just few drops, you can even put it in a capsule and ingest it orally, or we can inject it in the uterus in case with the syringe, the oil itself diluted. We dilute it in coconut oil or almond oil. For cosmetics, we use it again like frankincense oil and sandalwood oil. We dilute it in apricot oil and apply it for the face as anti-wrinkle and as a health care for the skin. I mean, for hair loss, I just advise some people ask me a lot about how to grow up even the hair. We can use rosemary oil. diluted again in jojoba oil, for instance, or almond oil, and you do like massage for the scalp, and you leave it for 6 hours. Earache, we have like drops in the earache, such as tea tree oil, rosemary oil. Mashallah.
So it seems like there is an oil for everything.
There is an oil for everything, but
not everyone's very common with these oils and what they're used for. How do you recommend that people get this information or find out what oils are good for them? How can they find this out?
They have to attend lectures and sessions, and we give them information first, because to avoid any, you have lots of precautions when you use them. Yeah, for instance, for the eyes, you should be away from the eyes. You shouldn't touch it. And if it irritates the eyes, then you have to not to dilute it with water. You have to dilute it with coconut oil, for instance. So, like all the precautions have to be taken into consideration.
Indeed,
like all sciences.
Indeed, Dr. Magda Amer, alternative medicine expert. Thank you very much, ma'am, for joining us this morning.